Dear students, dear all, welcome to your online English lessons. Today's lesson is about writing a formal letter about brain drain phenomenon. By the end of this video, you will be able to learn the causes, the effects, and the solutions we suggest to stop this phenomenon, to eradicate, to put an end to this phenomenon. So I'm going to start with the definition of brain drain. What do we mean by brain drain? The origin of this term, of this expression, for example, brain drain migration. What is the origin of this expression? And when did it happen? We are going to have a look at the causes of this phenomenon, the effects, the negative ones, of course, the negative effects of this phenomenon, and solutions we suggest to put an end to this phenomenon. At the end of this video, you are going to have a writing task, an exercise that you need to do to be able to write a formal letter about brain drain. Let's get started. Brain drain is the immigration of the elite, a movement of highly educated. When we talk about elite, means highly educated, skilled, and qualified people to a country where they can work in better conditions, earn more money, and look for better opportunities, better life, simply. Now, the expression brain drain migration was popularized in the 1960s with the loss of skilled labor force, labor power, from a number of poor countries, notably India. It was the emigration of those with scarce professional skills, rare professional skills. For example, doctors and engineers who had been trained at considerable expense by means of taxpayers' subsidies to higher education. So here we are talking about the money that the government spent on the education of these highly educated people that decided at that time to emigrate and leave their home country. Now we're going to have a look at the causes of this phenomenon. Why people emigrate? So what are the causes of brain drain phenomenon? Why do you think these highly proficient, skilled, qualified people emigrate overseas, emigrate abroad? Why is that? For what reason? Do they already have good working conditions in their home country? And at the same time they leave? Do they find suitable jobs once they graduate? Let's have a look at the causes. To look for good jobs, for example, to get other working conditions, to combine their scientific research. They may also emigrate to look for political stability, people who have problems, wars in their countries, to look for freedom, for a better life. We have different causes that we are going to have a look at in this video. Another cause, low wages and incomes. Yes, limited income, limited salary. Unsatisfactory living conditions. They are not satisfied with their living conditions, with their life. Lack of research and other facilities. Yes, this is another problem for scientists, for physicians, even engineers. Declining quality of educational system. For example, they immigrate to study. They just decide to study in foreign countries to change this quality of educational system, to have new, let's say, ideas, new specialties. Social unrest is also another problem. Political conflicts and wars. discrimination in appointment and promotion, lack of satisfactory working conditions, another important cause of brain drain phenomenon. What do you think now are the effects of brain drain phenomenon? Yes, brain drain slows down the pace of development. That's number one. Of course, the people who immigrate here are talking about the elites. These are important people, intellectual, highly educated. The country loses its dynamic, innovative people. The country loses all the money invested in education. The country will be obliged to import foreign expertise. So the country imports foreign expertise at a high cost, at very high cost. They are going to import doctors, engineers, teachers to work in the country. They are foreigners. Brain drain increases dependence on foreign technical assistance also. It slows the transfer of technology and widens the gap between African and industrialized countries. Another major problem. It also reduces the numbers of dynamic and innovative people, whether entrepreneurs or academics. Now, what are the solutions we can suggest to put an end, to stop brain drain phenomenon? What the government should do to eradicate, to stop this phenomenon? What is the role of media in this respect? First, we have to turn brain drain into brain gain. How? The government should create and provide job opportunities. We have to gain these people by creating and providing job opportunities. Also, the government should devote a budget for scientific research, for physicians and scientists and even engineers. Give facilities to young entrepreneurs to set their own business. For example, credits at low interest, land at symbolic prices to help them set up their own business. Also raise salaries. Yes. Improve the conditions of work, because most people immigrate for better job opportunities, for more money, to earn more money. That's why the government should raise salaries, improve the conditions of work. On the other hand, the media should sensitize people, make people aware about the importance of staying in their home country through the use of audiovisual programs. All right, guys, now, of course, you understood, or you could understand the different causes and the effects of brain drain. Also, the solutions you can suggest in your writing to put an end to this phenomenon. So you are going to write a formal letter to the editor of a newspaper or a magazine about the negative effects and causes of brain drain phenomenon. Suggest solutions at the end of your letter to put an end to this phenomenon. So guys, you are going to write this letter and you are going to plan before writing, as I told you in the previous video on how to write a descriptive essay. Remember, I told you that you should plan before writing. You should have a planning. Write the definition if you want to start with the definition, or you can simply start with a reference of an article that you have read about brain drain in a magazine, and you are going to answer this, or let's say write about this article, talk about brain drain through this article. You can refer to another article, or you can simply define brain drain as a topic, all right, in your letter. At the same time, in the body, you can talk about causes and effects, and in the conclusion, you can give your opinion and give the solutions to put an end to this phenomenon. So here is an example that is done. and you can read this example and try to write your own piece of writing. This one here, just to show you how to write a formal letter. Dear editor, I read your article about brain drain phenomenon, which appeared last week on the Daily Magazine, and I was very interested. This is what we call reference of the article. So you refer to an article to talk about your topic. I think you are right that this phenomenon has a lot of negative effects that can slow the country's pace of development. So I am writing this letter to suggest some solutions that can reduce this phenomenon. Well, we should first provide appropriate job opportunities, good job opportunities, as we mentioned in the solutions. The government should also devote a reasonable budget for scientific research. Besides, it should give facilities to young entrepreneurs, such as giving credits at low interest, offering lands at symbolic prices, and improving the conditions of work. Finally, the most important measure to take is to raise salaries. I hope you appreciate my suggestions, and I advise young people to be patriotic, to love their country, and patient. Yours faithfully. Of course, guys, this is just an example that you can learn and read to learn how to write a formal letter. You can write your letter and talk about the causes, because here we don't talk about the causes, we talk just about the effects, because it's just a reference of an article. So you are going to write a letter about the causes, the effects, and the solutions of brain drain phenomenon. And please, you can feel free to ask any question and send me your writings as the exercises you send me in Facebook or any other social media site, and I will be pleased to correct your writings. Take a good care of yourself and keep up the hard work. Good luck.